Attention. Last week we talked about how to use the under the window. This is only a little bit that you explore. I want you to explore all this so you can see from here to there what are the useful tools or library that you can use so that you don't have to explore in the future. You know exactly under what submenu, what menu, directly go there, and you can do it really quickly.
Can you move the bottom? The water bottom?
Yep. And here, today we're going to talk about the different effects, especially the effect that under warp. Did I pronounce it correctly? W-A-R-P, warp. And under over here, you can see all this over here. But again, we need to do something first. Okay, let's do a type. How about that? I'm going to type something. Okay, who give me a good name? Okay, W-A-R-P. Whopper. Okay, that's good enough, all right? So we're going to make this change the typeface under over here. Here you go. Let me see what. Oh, okay. This is pretty serious. I'm going to come down over here. There's no variation. So I'm going to make it very, very big, all the way to 72. That's good enough. Or maybe a different fonts. Okay, I'm very picky, sometimes too picky. So, oh, this is good, right? Cool. Now you see this is they're all just text. Can you see the line under? That means the text. So we're going to drag that up over here. I'm going to show you how to turn the text to become path. Path, which is created by the close lines of different areas, right? That's called path. So what can you get that? How can you do that? And under object. This everything on the screen on the layer, they are objects. So come under objects, under expand. That's what you're going to do. Click on it and just say OK. The object and field both expand. Now can you see that? That is to become the path. And a little bit different. Sometimes without turning into path, you can do the same thing. For something, sometimes, for some special effect, you have to turn it into path in order to do that. So we're going to try it. Okay? To see, I'm going to drag this to the outside. Let me change the color first. Okay, change any color. I'm going to drag it to the outside so you still can see it. So I'm going to drag it over here. This is good. Now I'm going to take a look. This is still text. So what is the difference between text and the path? Path is ready to apply lots of different effects. But the downside of that, you cannot go back to change different fonts, for example. So the best way to do it, after you find the font that you really like, you always keep a copy, okay? Always keep a copy. Don't destroy the original copy so that you can try another different font, especially when you work on a real projects. What about your clients say, hey, it looks pretty good, but, you know, my sister thinks the other font would maybe more fun. In that case, you cannot argue. You cannot argue. Just have to show it. And maybe you're going to win. But you have to do what they ask you to do and also give them what you want them to use. And then let them make the decision. Right? So you're going to keep a copy over here like that, like what I'm doing. So now I'm going to show you how to do the effect. I'm going to explore. Just take a one. It works without turning into path. See that? Now you can scroll down over here and arc and upper, lower. Pretty soon you're gonna getting what you want. Okay, and you can twist it. Yeah, we can do a different thing. Okay, just give you a little bit kind of taste. And this, so we're gonna come back to modify the different amount of change. And the rice and eye fisher. Look at that. Pretty cool, isn't it? Huh? It takes you ages to make it look like that. Squeeze and twist is very much showing what it is. Now I come back to, okay, kind of interesting, but I'm going to say, okay, bend. I'm going to bend a little bit more, a little bit less. Or you can go the opposite. It's a loss of effect. You will never be able to imagine until you try it, right? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the right side. Okay, 20%, maybe 32%. Now you can do the horizontal. You see that? Different effect, a different vertical. Ooh, look at that. So you can very much like try it to see what's the surface of the virtual 3D form that you create. How you can put the label on that is still making sense. So this just open up. Okay, this is close to what you want, for example. Oh no, I don't want that. I want to have a wave. That's close to what I want. And then I'm going to, okay, modify it even more and twist it a little bit more like that at this side, at the left side. Okay, like that. And here we go. So this is what I cancel it. So this is what it look like, and when it's a horizontal. What about I'm not going to make it horizontal? I'm going to change the bed. So I'm going to go down over here, and this is rotate. I'm not doing the rotate. I'm going over here, now like the scale, but not the scale. Okay, not exactly is. So let me see. And I believe this is right under here. Let me see, it's hidden. If you remember the shortcut, there will be a lot convenience. Not exactly what I want. And I want something like a little moving up on one side. Let's take a look at one more time. That's the scale up. I think this is under the group of the scale. I forgot the shortcut. Oh, right here. Shear tool. SHEAR is shear. Shear tool or shear tool? Shear tool, right? Okay, there's no shortcut over here. Let me also can show you that how can you attach a shortcut to this tool if you're going to use that again and again. And that is what you can do. Come to the edit. Keyboard shortcut. Oh my God, you can create your own shortcut. All right. I do that a lot, especially in Photoshop. Some of the shortcut, it did not have it for you. When the Photoshop came with, you can add that. So I'm going to come down to the tools, and I'll come down all the way over here, and you see that, what is this there? Under the tools, the shear shortcut. What is it? Where is it? Can you see it? And right here. Can you see that? Shortcut. You can try it. What is that? E is already taken, I believe. I'm gonna say a Shift S. Shortcut was already in use. Okay, I deleted. How about Option S? Or you can use Option S. Command S, of course, save. Already used. So I'm gonna say Shift H. What do you think? It's already used. How about Shift Y? What's that related to shear? I try to make it memorizable.
Make Shift S.
Huh?
Shift S.
Shift S. We already tried that.
We did Command S.
Oh, we did not do Command. Oh, Shift S. Oh, you did it. This is good. Okay, Shift S. Which is the uppercase S. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna say okay. Please type a name for the keyboard, the key set file. Obviously, you are actually duplicate and copy it and create it. But for this case, it is not going to use much useful for us because this is shared computer station. You cannot save it. So when you're on your own computer, the most useful shortcut, if it doesn't have a shortcut letter, create your own. Okay, now I'll come back over here just to the down over here. I know that it's under scale, but it's different kind of scale. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna click here, and then I'm gonna have it like that. So what that do is it's not rotated, but it's still like a vertical, but it's going up like that. So sometimes you see a wrap around text. It's not like a horizontally wrap around the bottle, like a Pepsi, like going a little bit diagonal. You want to first do this step first. And then I also go into maybe find a different fonts, maybe a different font better. And so explore. And you always, as I said, save the copy that has the font around. Okay, the light font. So I'm gonna say press S. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back to effects, right? Warp, and then I'm gonna say rights, fish eye. How about that? Squeeze. Okay, fish eye. You see that a little bit wrapping around like that. I'm gonna have this a little bit more like that, and I'm gonna have this horizontal. Ooh. Okay. Whoop. Okay, I don't want this. I'm gonna go down to flag. How about that? Flag. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. And I'm gonna put this to 0% and 0%. So it's just wrap around. More on this side. Oh. Wow. Okay, I guess this is not the effect that I want. So explore that, the way fish, you actually can see that right over here. So I'm maybe just going to have something like a little bit arc. No, not arc. I'm going to just have arc, A-R-C, like this. But I'm going to modify that right here. Oh, like that. I'm going to have it maybe vertical. No, not exactly vertical. So with all the available things over here, one of them we're going to help you. So, and you can also use multiple effects. But for example, over here, I'm going to say OK for this effect. And you see that I'm going to moving this out to be a copy. Now you can see that it's already changed the original text and after. And I want to expand appearance. Now this time it's already expanded and become a path. Now with the path, you can go back to apply a different effect again. So you can use a multiple effect each time. I'm gonna go to say like this. I'm gonna say that. Different effect, a different effect. Doesn't really show because the text over here. So let's drag this out. So we're gonna see that we're gonna create a bottle, for example. So let me show you that create a bottle, right? I'm gonna have this. That's the best way to create a bottle. It's not like this. The best way is to use the ellipse tool, right? And you're gonna drag it like that's the top of the bottle. Can you see it? And I'm going to switch. So it'll be, I think, option X. You switch to, oh, no, that's Shift X. It's the Shift S, change that. This is good. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm only going to select the bottom part. Can you see it? Just the bottom over here. So that means you're going to duplicate the whole bottom over here. Now I'm going to copy and Command F. Now is this, I have a duplicate copy of the bottom part, head part. Now is paste on top of the ellipse shape. It's the oval shape. Now I'm going to drag it down over here. So hold the Option key to duplicate. And while you're dragging it, you hold the Shift key so that it's not like a moving left and right. Exactly like that. Okay, this is good enough. And then I'm going to select the end over here. I'm going to click the end over here. Now see that two end point last week we mentioned about. Command J. And this end point, click over here and click over here. The two open end point. And Command J. Now you finish. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty easy. So it may be, prospectively, this could be coming down a couple notch. So they look more like a perspective. Okay, that's good. Fine. All right, so I'm going to have this text, okay, put it on top of this. Now I don't want it to be so wide, this text, this font. I'm going to press S, and then I just hold the Shift key to make it a little bit more condensed. And then what we know about is the shear tool. Okay, I'm going to have this going up a little bit. Get it? And move it down a little bit like this. And maybe a little bit bigger. Command S, click in the bottom. I'm going to drag it a little bit more, like a little bit taller text. All right, now I'm going to start using the, if you have two lines of text, you might want to do it at the same time so that it create the same animation, or not the same distortion. Does that make sense? So instead of doing it to two different times, it may be not bended or moving the same way. Does that make sense, right? So if you have a multiple line of text, if you want them to moving the same effect, you want to have them all selected at the same time. All right, let's take a look. Okay, we're gonna explore. What's that look like? We don't want that. We want to come down to, oh, don't want that either. We don't want that. It looks like on top of a head. That would be good. It would be helpful, right? On the cap, in the front of the cap, like that. Let's make a little bit more bigger, intense, so they see a little bit more clear. And a small, lower, shell, upper, and flag. Aha! That's pretty cute, isn't it? Huh? All right, I'm going to let you to explore instead of try to exploit too much. I'm going to have this a little bit more. No, I don't want to get it to be, I'm going to get to the 0 point on the vertical, but on the horizontal, I'm going to do a little bit more like this. I'll make it have a little bit different like that. I'm going to have even more like that. Okay, that's good. I'm going to say okay. And now come back over here, object. I want to expand appearance. So that it confirms the change instead of you seeing that two different kind of before and after effect. So you apply the effect totally. Now I'm going to have this and using the, let's do the shoulder can. Okay, create your own effect. I'm gonna go to gradient, right? And open that gradient over here, and I'm going to use a different effect, something like that. Okay, and so now's the issues because I'm going to come to the layer. They are all together. I'm going to select this, cut, and then create a new layer. We call it's called the can. And then I'm going to Command Shift V, and I'm going to drag it down below the layer. That's good. Now I'm going to select this, or you can lock the shoulder can layer and then select all this together, and you can press the I to get the eyedropper. I'm going to click on that, and what I'm going to do, I use that from here all the way from here left to the right. So it aligns the same kind of gradient, but I'm going to change the color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the gradient over here to edit it. So are you ready? So I'm going to actually, I don't really need that much color. So I'm going to just take away all this. We define the color. I'm going to have maybe a little bit different color. Okay, different color. That means I'm going to make it in the blue. How's that? Complementary color. Okay. Okay, and then the front over here, not yellow. I'm going to make it to white. How's that? Like that. And if that's not enough, you can feel free to change however you want. Double click. You just double click on it. Okay, or 3-click. You select all the text together because they are tied in together because they're grouped together already. Okay, because the effect. So you can modify that so it look more as aligned with the object. Okay, so I'm going to take this to be the outline to be none. Okay, so it just gives you a little bit hint of how you can use those different effects in your illustration. And I would like to see what you can do with this.